Before we begin, I just want to thank you all so much for 1,300 subscribers. Again, I know I'm doing a lot of thanking in the past like week or 2 weeks, but the amount of support that my content has been gaining is absolutely astounding, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Without further ado, let me just dive into the topic of today's video, and as you've probably read the title, I'm going to be addressing what has happened since I uploaded my previous video on this topic, the I could be getting robbed video, which just uploaded around 2 weeks ago. So if you don't know what this video is entailing, basically I was discussing my really let's just say underperforming role as a scriptwriter for a anonymous YouTuber that I won't name, as you know, I don't want to cause any controversy with them and I don't want things to spiral out of control. I want to keep a lid on things and I want to address my experience in the most professional way possible, but I also want to make sure that I'm getting my facts out there and I'm not hiding anything and so forth. So in the I could be getting robbed video, I detailed how I was being underpaid for my services and how the work I was putting out was not being valued properly, and I was just overall being underpaid for the time I spent, while they were making massive profits out of work that I was writing up for them for such a small fee, while they were bathing in practically triple or maybe even quadruple digits worth of money from ad revenue and so forth. And that is why the video is titled I could be getting robbed, as I was receiving a measly $5 or at the very most $10 for my work, whilst they would go on to upload the work with the script and whatnot and receive massive amounts of money such as from ad revenue that completely topples anything I have earned from writing that work. Because if you don't know, script writing is actually a very strenuous line of work, as you need to make sure that everything is grammatically perfect, that there's no errors, that it fits the scheduling. And there have been instances where I was writing shorts that a lot of the times I had to cut down a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the pacing, as it just wouldn't fit into the shorts. And because of this, the end product ended up being wonky and bits and pieces missing out, and it was like a Frankenstein of content, as it's incomplete pretty much. So you're probably asking yourself, Brad, what is the point? Like, why are you telling us this? Like, isn't this the whole point of the video, to update us on what's happened with that situation, not to repeat what you just said in the other one? And I'd have to say you're completely right about that. I do apologise for repeating myself, but what's happened since then is I've decided to just outright leave the Discord server, because how it operated was there was a Discord server and obviously little private chats between myself and my quote employer, where we would keep track on updates and stuff. So at one point I just decided, fuck it, I'm out. I just left the server, and it took them about 18 hours, I think, to even notice I was gone. That just really says a lot about how valuable each and every person is there to them. So, but when they did notice that I was gone, they asked me why, and I just said I can't financially sustain myself of $5. Like $5 every week. You know how little that is? Like, I don't want to sound greedy or anything, but like at the end of the day, you can't. I have never heard of a single human being who's able to sustain themselves every day for 7 days a week on $5. Right now, obviously, I'm not doing the best financially, so to have to kind of rely on $5, which for me, in my currency, pounds, is even less, is just, I can't do that anymore. It's just not worth it. Like, the time and effort I'm putting in just to wait ages to get such a small amount for my work and my work be profited off of, it didn't feel good. It felt like I was being exploited and it felt like I was being robbed. So I left. I explained to them that I just can't afford it, that I'm going to be too busy with like trying to job hunt and trying to get content out on my own channel and such. It was just, I couldn't, not only could I not fit into my schedule, like it just conflict with what I'm doing and where I'm, like when I'm out and about and stuff, but it's just the payoff was so little. It's not something I can sustain myself off of. So I made that apparent, and at first they were like, sure, yeah, whatever. But then they said, well, maybe it's time for a pay rise. Because, you know, I was working for them for quite a long time. So they're like, okay, let's see if we could work out a pay rise. And I'm interested because it's like, okay, maybe they're finally acknowledging that I'm being underpaid. So I asked them, how much would I earn from this pay rise? And I wish I was joking when I say this, but they decided to up my $5 payment to $7. I wish I was joking, but no. a whole $2 extra for how many hours work for content they'll learn way more off of the same $7. Yeah, that's definitely it. That was really a strong negotiating point to get me to stay. So naturally, I said no. Like, I just said sorry, but I still insist on, you know, going my own ways. And they asked if there was like any recommendations, so I just sent them over to one random person. But the thing is, I sent them over to a Worry Duck, and they had the gall to tell me in my DMs that their prices are steep as shit. Yeah, steep. $50 for a full animation. Now, I'm not an expert or anything, but if I remember correctly, animation is one of the most strenuous lines of work, especially 3D animation. So, if for them to complain about pricing for such a strenuous line of work is just, yeah, it told me all I need to know, and I just kind of cut contact with them after that, and I went on separate ways. So, at the minute right now, I've got particularly nothing. I'm unemployed, and no one in this country, Shitel UK, is having me as an employee, so that's going good, I guess. So the way things are looking for me right now financially is just kind of scary, actually. I'm really low on money. I'm not gonna sit here and beg you all to, like, you know, dump money to Patreon and, you know, all those different type of money sites, because that's not who I am. I don't want to take away from you just to keep myself fueled. That's just, to me, not right. That's not just morally right, in my opinion. So don't worry about me. I'll do my best to try and lift myself up. And if all goes well, maybe I can turn this channel into a potential career in the future. Like, I can do this as a living. So not only will I be able to entertain you guys, inform you guys of different facts and features, but I'll also be able to make sure I'm financially safe and sound and able to dedicate my time to providing content for you. But most importantly, I feel like my work is going to be, you know, valued and appreciated by you. So that's the story of how I was underpaid by a employer who wanted my scripts. I'm still flabbergasted at how they concepted that $7 would be a very reasonable pay to stay for. But overall, I'm just glad to be out of there. It was a mixed bag experience at times. A lot of it was trash talking other content creators, and just, yeah, it wasn't very pleasant. But yeah, this is just an update video. I wanted to let you guys know that I'm no longer being robbed, as the title suggests. If you did enjoy this little update video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you think, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. But also, if you have any questions, also ask in the comments below, and I'll answer to the best of my ability. Thank you, and goodbye.